There's been an increase in maternal mortality and morbidity, and oftentimes this is because women are getting into the labor room more than they should. And this is because there is absence or not much utilization of family planning. And most times when you get across to these women and also their partners and you talk to them about the need for family planning, they come up with a whole lot of excuses. Oftentimes that family planning is dangerous and, they give a whole lot of things. They say a whole lot of things just to opt out from family planning. But today we want to discuss family planning or contraception, and we want to discuss pertinent factors you should consider before you opt for it. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Intimate Matters podcast. And on this podcast, we take you on a deep dive into the world of sexual and reproductive health. We discuss topics that pertain to your intimacy. And today, as always, I'm here all by myself to share with you and for us to discuss something that has become quite pertinent, especially in the African climate. There's been an increase in maternal mortality and morbidity. And oftentimes this is because women are getting into the labor room more than they should. And this is because there is absence or not much utilization of family planning. And most times when you get across to these women and also their partners and you talk to them about the need for family planning, they come up with a whole lot of excuses. Oftentimes that family planning is dangerous and, they give a whole lot of things. They say a whole lot of things just to opt out from family planning. But today we want to discuss family planning or contraception, and we want to discuss pertinent factors you should consider before you opt for it. As always, just like in every other aspect of the medical sciences, especially here in Nigeria and also Africa, it has been abused. So oftentimes people get into drug shops or where they can buy medical consumables and they just pick up contraceptive as they would want to and use it. And when the side effects of this come, they do not tell the full story, starting from when they had gone by themselves without, going through the appropriate channels to get these drugs. And they just come out to say that family planning options, contraceptives are bad, and therefore discourage other people from using it. You see this a whole lot on social media where people stand up to say that women should not use contraceptive or family planning. But the question I ask is, if you tell these women not to use it, what other options do you have for them? So let's look at these factors. So the first factor I want us to look at is availability. Availability of a particular contraceptive method. We have so many forms of contraception. We have the one that has to do with hormones. We have the mechanical ones. We have the natural method. But this will not be available for everyone based on your uniqueness. So for some people, based on your demography, the country you are, the state you are, your locality, you may not have access to some of these form of contraception. So you need to first and foremost check around you, ask questions, walk into health facilities and ask them what are the contraceptive options that are available to you. This just goes beyond you going on social media or going on the internet to ask questions. You may go on the internet, see a particular form of contraceptive, love it, want to use it, but what if it's not available in your own country? So for example, in the Nigerian climate, there are so many forms of mechanical contraception. We have condom, we have diaphragm, we have the cap that is placed at the cervix. But aside from condom, the male and female condom, the other forms of mechanical contraception are rarely found in Nigeria. So what if you want to go for the diaphragm or you want to go for the cap that is placed on the cervix? You may run out of options. So it's essential for you to know which form of contraception is available to you. In Nigeria, for example, also, some people may opt to do the permanent form of contraception, like vasectomy. But how many facilities can offer that services? How many people are willing to go for that services? So you need to look at what is available. To add to that, you need to check for the accessibility of this contraception. It's not just for it to be available. Can you access it? So I live in the southern part of Nigeria, but I'm told that the form of contraception I want is in the western part of the country. So what do I do? Do I opt for it? Would I be able to always access it as at when due? Some of this contraception, you need to go back for it in 3 months, in 6 months, some in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Would you be able to access it when you were ready for it? So it could be that you went for a temporary program in that part of the country or in that part of the world and you use it. Do you ask questions to know if when you return to where you reside, if it will be accessible to you? So these are the kind of things that people need to ask. Because you hear somebody say, I often use this type of contraceptive. It was working for me, but now I can't find it again. That was to show you that the person did not do the due diligence to check if it was readily accessible to him or to her. The third one is costs. Yes, there are some forms of contraception that are free or highly subsidized by the government, but there are others that you have to pay for it. Especially in this our climate, most form of payment for any medical services is out of pocket. Will you be able to pay for it? Like the Nigerian parlance will say, you go fit chest am. So you need to know the cost of a particular contraceptive option that you're going for. Is it one that you have to be buying every week? Is it one you have to be buying every month? Is it one you have to be buying every three months? Can you actually pay for the services? So let's say, for example, you're opting for a surgical form of contraception like vasectomy. Are you willing to pay the medical bills? Can you pay for the surgical bills? Can you go through the process, buy the drugs that is needed? Take all of those things into account when you're choosing your form of contraception. If it's a contraception that needs you to be buying it or for you to go back to, renew it monthly, will you be able to foot the bills? So you have to go out every month, buy the pills, go out every month, buy the injection. Is this something that you're willing to foot for yourself? Another important one is your health history. Now, when most people complain about the side effects or how bad a certain form of contraception option is for them, I ask them, did you go to a certified family planner? When you go there, there is a family planning wheel. And in that wheel, amongst other things, are pointers that certain forms of contraceptions are not good for people with certain forms of these illnesses. So are you diabetic or you come from a family that has a history of diabetes? Are you hypertensive? Do you have a history of thrombosis or blood clotting disorder? These are the kind of questions that are asked in a family planning clinic to tell you if this particular option that you are going for fits with your health history and fits with your lifestyle. So it's not just to stand by the roadside, walk into a pharmacy and just buy any form of contraception that you want. Go to a hospital, go to a health facility, go to a certified family service provider and let them walk you through the algorithm of family planning. Let them know your history. Some people go there and they just feel it's all about their reproduction. But then they need to know your other medical history. Have you ever had surgery? Have you ever had any intervention that your vagina had to be assessed? These are the kind of questions that you will be asked and that you get to know so that you know what are the options that you're supposed to choose. Added to that, you should check if the option you're going for is convenient for you. Statistically, more convenient options are better than those that are inconvenient. That's why many people opt for condoms. Because oftentimes you can put it in your pocket and you are on your way. But if you're using a kind of family planning that you cannot just be on the move, you need to wait to use it. In fact, it's already one of the reasons why it looks like more people opt for male condom than female condom. Because male condom is slightly more convenient to use than the female condom in terms of inserting and in terms of removal. So you need to know if this method you're using is convenient for you. Is it something that the next person will know that you're using it? You go to the clinic and some people will say, I don't want to use this one. If I use this one, my neighbor will know that I'm using family planning, or my husband will know, or my children will know, or my relative will know. So go for the one that is quite convenient, because the more convenient it is, the more likely it is that you're going to use it. Is it also compatible with your social and religious beliefs? We're in a very religious society in Africa, and give it You take it or you leave it. Many people think about what their religion say about whatever they're going to use. There's some religion that may not allow you to opt for certain forms of contraception, like hormonal contraceptive. Maybe you could use the mechanical, or maybe you could opt for the natural methods. There's some culture that frowns so much at women who decide to use certain forms of contraception. So if you know you're someone that holds your religion or holds your cultural belief to a high esteem, it's essential that when you are making your plans to opt for a particular contraception method, that you ask this question. You go around and you ask this question for them to know, so that you could know which one you could use and which one it is that is going to fit into your societal and your religious beliefs. Also ask about the side effects. I cannot overemphasize this. Every form of therapy or treatment you undergo will have a possible side effect. Always ask questions. Ask your provider, I'm using this. What am I to expect? What will happen? This will help you to differentiate the side effect that is expected and the ones that we call the adverse effect. The adverse effect, a side effect, it's something that happens to you because of using a particular thing or a particular drug. But the adverse effect is something that happens to you, but it's more dangerous, right? So you need to ask so that you know what is normal and what is abnormal. So they could tell you, if you use this, you'll bleed for 2 days and it stops. You know that, so that if you go home and you bleed for a week, you bleed for 2 weeks, you realize that that is not a normal side effect. And then you go back to your healthcare provider for the person to tell you what is the right thing to do. So those are like the 7 core things I feel that you should know and that you should consider when you want to choose a contraceptive option. Some people may look at other factors like some side benefits. We have contraceptive option that may prevent pregnancy, because that's the main function of a contraception, to prevent pregnancy. But there are some, like condom, that may also prevent STI. So most times people opt for that one because of the dual benefit, protect against this and also protect against this. So you could also be considering that. But you need to really look at how available this option is for you. Is it easily accessible to you? Can you foot the costs, or do you have a system in place that can help you foot the cost? How does it affect your health based on your previous health history or your current health history? Is it convenient for you to use? Does it fit into what your society and what your religion allows? And finally, what are the possible side effects? I feel if you do this and you walk into a certified facility or meet a certified family planning service provider, the adverse effects, the possible risks that may be associated with contraceptive will be greatly abated. And then you could have a healthy life. You could be healthy as a person. You could be healthy as a family. And we will be healthy as a society. So today we were talking about factors that you should consider when choosing a form of contraception. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms. You can follow us on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, or you can join our personal WhatsApp channel, and there you could get to interact with us. Tell us topics that you want us to talk about, and we will be glad to indulge you. Thank you so much for coming on this episode of the Intimate Matters podcast. Do not fail to like, to comment, and also to subscribe. Do well to share it to your friends, your families, and your relatives. And until we come your way next time, I am your host, Nosakwa Oban, and this is goodbye for now.